Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. Son of a gun. It is 8:04 a.m. Pacific Standard Time as I am recording this, and I have therapy in less than an hour now. Online therapy, so this is not going to go public at 9 o'clock as I try to do. Most likely it will be closer to 10 a.m. Life is life. It happens. Yay! It's just been hard working today. Not only am I suffering yesterday was suffering the final effects of having eaten bread after, and then discovering that I've got a gluten intolerance. Last night before I went to bed, I was on autopilot at the store, and I ate a donut. And then afterward remembered, that's going to have gluten in it. So yay. And of course, front loading of videos. Thank you, YouTube. Hey, if you could toss me a like if you like what you hear and see, that'd be very cool. If you could subscribe to the channel, that too would be awesome. If you could leave me a comment, thumbs up for that. I enjoy reading them. I thumbs up each one I do. Answer as many as my executive dysfunction will allow. And of course, I do wish to thank each and every one of my Patreon patrons. These beautiful and awesome people literally help to keep me alive, and I'm very, very appreciative of that. Not only that, they help to keep my pets alive, and that's a very, very good thing too. I am very appreciative. I know my pets are appreciative, and though they cannot say thank you, I can say thank you for them. So thank you, each of you beautiful people. It is greatly appreciated. If you'd like to become a patron, there are links that are in the video description, so thumbs up on that. And yay, front loading of videos over. Thumbs up for that. Thank you, YouTube. So yeah, I had a donut last night and such, so I've got gluten stuff going on. Extra brain fog. I'm slower this morning. I was on autopilot, so I've got to find new, different snacks to eat. Yay. Oh well, such is life. So yesterday was a good day. I mean, I thought about things. I did stuff in here. I didn't do any extra cleaning up. I gotta get there, and I'm going to. I promise. And so, yeah, on that. But I did creative stuff. I did some more playing on Dead Island. I've been farming experience as best I can to get more powerful because I'm at the beginning. Well, not really the beginning. I'm in Act 2, where you're in a tougher part of the city with stronger stuff. And I'm not quite as powerful as I'd like to be. One thing that happened, I had to laugh at myself. It was stupid. I lost a lot of weaponry. Because if you have to throw to cause damage, and my character can either kick or throw or, shoot, but no melee attacks past that. There's just no melee. I can either throw or kick. So I'm smacking and tossing my weaponry all around into things because I'm starting to get overwhelmed. But I finally managed to knock down and destroy all the bad things. And then I hear a noise behind me. Great. Zombie. So I turn and immediately I see that it's a bad one. It's a kind that explodes. And it's right next to me. So I hit the kick button. Knowing as it's happening, oh my God, no. Because I could have jumped, I could have gotten out of there, I could have dodged, but instead I kicked it, causing it to explode. I lost half my weaponry because I could not relocate where I had gotten slaughtered. You respawn to do the next couple of seconds over, because, hey, they don't want to just end the game for you. This isn't the 80s and 90s. So, yeah, it respawns you, and sometimes you're a couple blocks away from where you were. And there's no real markers, you just have to be able to remember where you were. So, I've lost some weaponry. Yay. Luckily, there's a lot of it, and there's lots of money and stuff so you can upgrade your things, but that's been a lot of fun. So, I'm hoping I can continue getting through it. And I do want to get onto the game Dying Light. My housemate is now doing the DLC for that one with the following, where it opens up into a huge open world with zombies and such outside and driving around in a buggy and a cult, and I gotta get into that game. But I'm having so much fun with Dead Island that if I stop, I won't go back to it. So I want to do that one now that I've gotten into it. But if I ever lose my hyperfocus, well, when I lose my hyperfocus, because of as medicated as I am for my ADHD, I am not medicated enough. I don't know if there's a way to be safely medicated without, too many health risks. So I hyperfocus. I'm hyper-focused on it right now, and that's good. I'm enjoying it. It's fun. It's a great game. Definitely a thumbs up on that. And again, I don't know why I like zombie stories and zombie media, zombie fiction, everything zombie related. I mean, it's horrific getting run down by dead things and then eaten alive. That's horrible. And as an apocalypse, I mean, I would die. I would be in the first wave of death, so I'm not going to survive an apocalypse. An apocalypse, by its very definition, is, 95 to 98% of everyone is gone. I am not narcissistic enough to think that I'd be a survivor. No, I would be one of the first wave of those who got eaten. So, yay. Not by choice, but I'm older, slower reflexes, injuries, medical stuff. Life is life. But I went for walkies last night, and it was a nice walkies, definitely a good thing. I really enjoy the exercise of just walking. It's very, very good, and it does help you physically and mentally. And I've been thinking about things, and I came home and, as stated, without thinking, ate some of the donuts that I'd bought, and then realized, oh great, there's wheat in that, so there's going to be gluten, so... But I have also been thinking about other things, and when I say other things, we're back to inside, outside, razor's edge, and characters world building stuff, because it's very important to me, and joy shared is joy multiplied, and misery shared is misery diminished. That's why I talk about the things that I like, so that I can feel better and hopefully share that joy with people, and I share the bad things, because when you talk about it, it hurts less. So, with the whole inside-outside razor's edge, I'm going to bounce off my therapist the idea that I've had what's going on with Iron John, because I finally figured out at least this part of the character arc. Because they are going to be paralyzed, by the pain of the loss from the past, and their belief that if they forget the pain and forget what it was like, then they are truly lost in time. And they finally hit that point where they cannot go forward because they can't let go of the past, and you need to integrate with the present so that you can move on into the future, and he can't let go. He's not able to move forward. He can't go back. That's a 1.4 million years gone. He's paralyzed and stuck, both mentally and physically. These are the things I want to bounce off of my therapist on this. There's no physical reason that they should be paralyzed, but their external body reflects what happens internally, and they are mentally paralyzed because they can't let go, but they have to go forward. Before even that point, they had realized slowly, and not fully, but not being able to let go of the past is part of the problem. Clinging to that ball of pain because it's known and thus comfortable is being a huge problem, because they can't move forward. They can't integrate with the present and thus move on into the future. So they already know. And when they're out, they're just out because they've been isolating because of the pain. They don't want to cause anybody else issues, which increases their pain, which increases the isolation, which increases the pain. And so they're out just far off, and that's when they're just fully paralyzed. They sink to a kneeling position, arms down, and they're just stuck. And they spend 100 years in this position in this wooded area, trying to move forward the old way, to try and bring that baggage forward, but it's not working. It hasn't worked, and it's still not working. And for 100 years, just in the wood, trying to bowl forward before finally admitting that it's just not going to work. And then for the next 50 years, that's when they're working on actually making the change upstairs. When they're talking to themselves to get through this, to let go of the pain, to let go of the past. One of the big things with the way they were looking at this was, if I forget, if it stops hurting, then I will truly be lost to time. But they're having to change the narrative inside of their head because they're already lost to time. The memories aren't doing anything but just holding them back the way they are obsessively clinging. They're already lost. They won't be lost. So changing the narrative so it's that. The past is gone, and clinging to the pain isn't going to bring anything back. And it takes 50 years of just slow work, and not every day, because not immediately after deciding that I have to do this differently. Not immediately, but things do start to change. They are able to realize that where they are is very beautiful. It's lush, green growing things and trees, and not riotous growth. They're not overgrown. In the 100 years that they've been trying to get through this, there's plant life and insects. There's mild summers and mild winters, and animals coming by, spiders between the trees, a babbling brook, and just listening to the wind. It's a beautiful area. And so there are many days they just exist without working on things, but always going back to working on it, to letting go, to putting down that burden. They don't have to carry the weight. It's gone. You can't go back to it. You're already lost. And after 50 years, they are able to stand up and start working their way back towards civilization. They're not fully repaired and better. They're going to feel sadness, but that's part of everybody's condition. Feel the pain of the past, but it's gone. Don't obsess over it. Feel it. The pain is valid, and then let it go, because you've got the future ahead of you. You can't go back to the past, and so they work to integrate themselves into the present, into community, to become a part of everything, and they're able to move forward into the future. And I think that's cool. I want to bounce it off the therapist to see if it feels right to them as an actual journey that could be made. But if so, I think that is a good arc for Iron John and the issues he's dealing with after being 1.4 million years away. They never figure out. Iron John never figures out that they are a powerful being now. I mean, they should figure, because after all, they may be made out of this keratoferrous alloy polymer that lasts for a long time, but after 1.4 million years, when the facility that they were at was just ruins, but they, with their body made out of this stuff, are just as fresh and minted as if, they had been made yesterday. And that's just because of all that energy funneled down and into their body. They have become a powerful being, and they don't really know it. The only thing that would hint at that is, I'm still alive after this time. 1.4 million years. And there's no real danger to them when they're sitting there just paralyzed in the forest. I mean, after all, they are human. They're just a different variation of human, mechanical origin instead of biological. Within the infinite potential and possibility of the inside and the infinite ocean, there are all variations of all beings, and they are just a variation of human. Just as human, just not organic. But he's going forward into the future, going to have adventures in the future, But the most important part was trying to get through the grief and the mourning to where they could integrate and go on. I really like the character of Iron John, and if you've watched the video this far, thank you so very much. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. And I'm going to cough. And I'm going to open up 24 hours. Well, I have opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab. I'm going to go through and thank however many people have left me comments. It's far less than the 20 to 25 I used to do, but anything more than 0 is awesome. Thank you so very much. And if I mispronounce or use the name, no disrespect is intended. I am an American English speaker, and even though I count American Sign Language, well, with my depression, fibro, gluten, brain fog from donuts, I do have issues. Hopefully, now that I'm going to start being more diligent about getting gluten out of my diet, things will get better faster, but we shall see. So calling on my Chrome, we have Ice Damon, thumbs up and thank you. I'm going to say it's like Yogeshwaran? I bet I'm nowhere close, but thank you so very much, and oh boy, yeah, digestive problems, check out that gluten. It's a big thing. We have Confused Owl 29, thumbs up, and thank you very much. And hopefully this thing with Iron John is pretty accurate. I'm gonna, like I say, bounce it off my therapist, so counselor/therapist, they're a therapist, and see how they feel about the journey. Forever Phantom, that was hard to say, thank you very much. Paul McDowell, greatly appreciated. I cannot pronounce that. It is FAICHE EILEAN ALASDAIR MAC apostrophe BHRATAICH. There is no way on God's green earth I could pronounce that without a whole lot of work. But thank you very, very much. It is greatly appreciated. We have Termostash, thumbs up, and thank you very, very much. And there is Terry Cameron, thumbs up, and thank you. Labamos, thumbs up. Kakhu, greatly appreciated. And there is Favel, thumbs up, and thank you very, very much. Davo, greatly appreciated, and thumbs up. There is Ben B, greatly appreciated. Skyper FX, thumbs up. And let's see, did I already? Yes, thank you very much. 14 people who left me comments in the past 24 hours, greatly appreciated. You get me out of my head and into the world and dealing with real people, if only in text. Thumbs up and thank you. Yay! Now, of course, I don't know what device you're watching this on or whether or not you can even access the show more for the video, but inside I have links to all my various channels, so you can check that out. That'd be very, very, very cool. I also have links to my Twitter, my Facebook, my Patreon, and again, I would like to thank my Patreon patrons. These beautiful and awesome people are indeed beautiful and awesome, and really, I do thank you so very much. I appreciate the fact that I am alive. I like being alive. My pets like being alive. Thank you so very, very much. And if anybody would like to become a Patreon patron, there are, again, the links in the show more. Thumbs up. If you'd like to become, if you'd like to help me out without becoming a patron, I do have a PayPal link, and if you'd like to help me out without sending money, I do have an Amazon wish list link with thumbs, things like cat food on it. So if you could check that out, that'd be awesome, but don't feel obligated. I don't feel entitled, and if you cannot or do not donate, I take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest, so thank you very much. If you could toss me a like, I appreciate all the positive validation you give for my existence, a definite thumbs up, and of course, if you could hit the notification bell on the subscription button, very cool, thumbs up and thank you. Yay! Yeah, I still haven't changed this. My little Greebly is still up there. I'm no guarantee I'm going to put up anything profound when I do change it, which will be today. So you thumbs up on that. And I'm going to do more work on this while I get my head together after therapy. Always a fun time. And of course, with the Covfefe bug raging, please, if you do not have to go out amongst the unmasked, unvaxxed, mouth-breathing plague rats, please don't. And if you do, wear a mask, maintain your social distancing, wash your hands often, try not to touch your face. Get vaxxed if you haven't, get a booster if you can. Hokey smokes. Hokey smokes. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and quite frankly, I think, at the very least, that's a very good thing.